Buddha.
Look, I ain't the hardness. I'm a good soldier.
Yeah.
My niggas is killers. I ain't gon' hold you. This shit is not for the weak. I already told you. They taught us to yak a rob. Watch how you approach us. Blood of my brothers. This for the blood of my brothers.
Yeah.
Blood of my brothers. This for the blood of my brothers.
Yeah.
Blood of my brothers. This for the blood of my brothers.
Yeah.
Blood of my brothers. This for the blood of my brothers.
Yeah.
When Babylon fall, the meat gon' inherit the earth. I never turn pussy. You gotta bury me first. I get the word from Cap.
Yeah.
I'ma just go, yes sir. Please don't play with your life, or you'll get seriously hurt. Over my brothers,
Yeah.
we doing numbers.
Yeah.
You like to talk a lot, but you'll get humbled. Hey, fuck all my enemies, yeah, cause they make a tumble. You gotta be disciplined. Can't do what you want to. Outside is a jungle, and I got the heart of a lion. I just did Hebrew Academy, tried through the fire in the heart of a crisis. Everybody wanna talk tough, but only a dummy and try us. They told me life about war, so I ain't gonna never stop fighting. I know that they fools, but I cannot pity them. Niggas is taking them lies too serious. All black everything, know it, but fearing them feds is watching. I gotta stay diligent. I gotta stay militant. Yeah, I know that I'm killing them. I ain't the hardness. I'm a good soldier. My niggas is killers. I ain't gon' hold you. This shit is not for the weak. I already told you. They taught us to yak a rob. Watch how you approach us. Blood of my brothers. This for the blood of my brothers.
Yeah.
Blood of my brothers. This for the blood of my brothers.
Yeah.
Blood of my brothers. This for the blood of my brothers.
Yeah.
Blood of my brothers. This for the blood of my brothers.
Yeah.
Front line. That's double time. I ain't throwing no flags. They let their colors fly. I'm UPK certified. Follow the chain of command. We don't want cowards in here. Them niggas can stay where they at. Fuck what they saying is cap. These devils is hunting on steps, so I ain't leaving no tracks. I'm about the Lord business. I ain't playing with them, and I'm standing on that. I got my foot on their neck. I got the world in my hands. I ain't even breaking a sweat. You're not even a threat, I'm a soldier. Head on a swivel, I'm always in motion. He move like a coward, cause real soldiers don't show no emotion. They just do what they supposed to. Yeah, it's the Lord's army. These niggas fold under pressure. I ain't talking about origami. We went to trials like we was fighting the case for manslaughter. I learned to yak a rob. I put these hands on them. It's crazy they had dropped sword after you would stand for him. He couldn't endure to the end. His cover is hanging in headquarters. Yeah. Don't let them take you out, your spirit gotta stay focused. Can't go back living how I was, cause it's repulsive. I don't ask for much, this all I ever wanted. And not killing, die behind it, you can quote me. Yeah, these hoes for the streets, they ain't holy. I ain't pulling up the spiritual when devils kiss your boots. We ain't no cowards, please don't say what you gon' do. Or post something on the internet you think you gotta prove. Cause I got Karak Ice, I got Shia War, got Kasar Pakai, I got Imawan, got Kabataban, I got Tazaba, got Kakamaima, got Karan Yala, got Yaragabar, Tribe of Issachar, bring out Gobble War. Couple young men in this bitch with an olive oil. If you ain't in these ranks, then you out of order. It's a time for everything right now, it's time for war. And I'm still the same nigga when I'm not recording. I pull up, shoot from half like I'm Michael Jordan. I don't think they fit to join the Lord's army. I survived a Christian church, moral of the story. I done beat so many demons, I got war stories. Garment look so hardcore, look like I morphed on him. Appetite for battle, yeah, I'm war hungry. I ain't choose this life, the Lord chose me. I'm a certified priest and I don't take that lightly. How I feel about this shit, yeah, I can't describe it. I know they mad at me, cause I can't trust the white man. I gird up my loins and did something mighty. Yeah, what's done in private, it's gonna come to light. Speak the truth into these bones and watch them come to life. All my friends are dead, let loose all the plagues, yeah. You already know what it is,
about
y'all.
time, man. It ain't like
On West forever, you
I mean, you ain't gotta pay no price of buying no corners. Since when do we buy corners? We take corners. Man, you won't buy one way or another. Whether it's if the bodies we don't lost, or you're gonna lose. Time in the joint is behind us or ahead of us. I mean, you gonna get some shit in this game, but ain't shit for free. I mean, how many corners do they need? How much money can a nigga make? More than a nigga can spend. And then we ain't gonna be around to spend what we done made already. Shit, I think I can be around this long. Yeah. Well, we here.
yeah. I know a nigga murked his own man cause he was fucking on his bitch. He got booked, now she's sick. She out here sucking all these. Told my young boy to chill cause he was hitting all these licks. Now he resisted, now we 6 feet. He was thinking with his dick. Better hearken, youngin' man. I'm dropping gems, they call me old school. Gon' fed on the gram and who you shot and who you gon' shoot. 600-page indictment, nigga, what you gon' do? Up top with them lifers, you don't fight, all you do is shoot. I know them crackers mad as hell because they wanna see us dead. Plotting our demise, holding counsel just to stay ahead. This one was just forever. We gon' paint them nations red. If you not under this banner, then you all just mad. Man, I'm from the trenches, they ain't know it show us love. All we know is extensions and the way you throw a slug. We done made a move on you and we don't care who it was. On the gram, I saw my youngest send a nigga up above. You would've thought me and the squad was fatigued how we run shit. Better yet, that's all block. Better yet, that's all strip. My general said if it's not one West, then it's not legit. Fuck every cracker, go to their grave and go and take the piss. Mama, I'm the Israelite, I'm pulling strings like Santana. Gotta peep the blitz because in that mix it get bananas. I adapted to it. Right before the skis and went bandanas. I'm the big bad wolf, come down your chinny like I'm Santa. Pussy niggas said that they was gon' slide, but they ain't do shit. Got a couple hammers in the ride, don't make me bang shit. Got a couple crackers on my mind, I'm trying hang shit. Yeah, I'm in the field, I'm still pissed about the slave ships. Then y'all got some big shit to make a rain flip. This pump turn you to an echo back with these backflips. Mom said 12s at you questions, but not say shit. Mom said don't neighbors at you questions, but not say shit. I'm true to this, ask your old head. I ain't new to this, I'm too legit. There's one West world and we running this, I'm gunning it. Advise every cracker to be intelligent, irrelevant. For all them fake camps that we ain't marching with. This clip that I got like holy water, I'm trying to throw it on you. You pledge your allegiance to them snakes, they turn for you on you. Pillhead / crash dumps, I keep it real with you. You told me you don't trust none of them niggas, and that's a real issue. I don't give a fuck, you wantin' beef from what you all did. That before the sign the same words that Paul said. Clip full of racist motherfuckers, it got bald heads. This shit that I got dumping in your ear like some skull heads. Why you trying to claim the same wreck that your man's did? Y'all was sign lacking, main reasons why your guys dead. Always gotta keep one in the head before I go to bed. Fuck a DJ Khaled, this one West, this what God did, nigga. One West world. Nah, we coming, nigga. Not tripping. Tighten the fuck up, you heard?
I know you 2 hours. Yeah, do what you got to do. Right. So it's very urgent that we as Blacks and Hispanics, so like, it's very urgent that us as Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, that you heed the words of these other prophets. You know what I mean? We started going back on these streets and teaching. You feel me? We started going back on these streets and teaching. You know what I mean? Fishing brothers, fishing sisters, trying to get them to come back into the laws of God. Why are we doing this? You know what I mean? And we do it in rain, hail, sleep, and snow, because it's the oath we took and it's the commandments of God that we go out and teach in the streets to wake our people up. You feel me? That's the main purpose of it. You know what I mean? So we can combat the lies of the Christian church and combat the lies of what America has portrayed to us. You know what I mean? More specifically, the images of Blacks and Hispanics and Native Indians. You know what I mean? They depict us as savages, ruthless, you know what I mean? Dumb and stupid and just lunatics. Islam, brother. And so we're here to combat that stuff every single Saturday. You know what I mean? And how we do it is, first, we got to dispel the lies of the Christian church, because the Christian church has lied to us time and time again. I grew up in the Christian church, you know what I mean? And I remember everything that I was taught. And I still regret following that way of Christianity for so long. You know what I mean? I still regret, because like, damn, I could have done this, and that. You know what I mean? And as I was explaining to somebody earlier today, that the Christian church takes away your masculinity. You know what I mean? It takes away your masculinity. They want to blur the lines between being feminine and masculine. You know what I mean? And that's one of the main things we're coming against. Get to read that verse for me, sir.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 4, verse 6.
Right.
Keep therefore and do them. For this is your wisdom.
Slakia. Can you go to verse 5 for me?
Verse 5. Behold, I have taught you statutes and judgments.
Right.
Even as the Lord my God commanded me.
Right.
That ye should do so in the land wherever ye go to possess it.
Right. So whatever land we go to possess, we're going to do these laws, statutes, and commandments. Keep going.
Verse 6. Keep therefore and do them.
Right.
For this is your wisdom and your understanding.
Right.
In the sight of the nations.
Okay, keep going.
Which shall hear all these statutes and say, surely this great nation is a wise and understanding people.
Right. So the Bible just says that we're going to do these in the sight of the other nations, and the other nations are going to look at us and be like, man, this is a wise people. You know what I mean? Like, it's wise to have a city of refuge. You know what I mean? For when you accidentally murder somebody. I mean, it's wise that we don't eat pork and shrimp. It's wise that we make laws against being a sexual deviant. You know what I mean? Being a pervert. You know what I mean? But of course, the oppressor doesn't have these laws. You know what I mean? And no nation outside of Israel has these laws, because they're all deviants in some type of way. They all have a form of LGBT inside of them. You know what I mean? Every single nation does. You just look at their gods and what the gods they worship. You know what I mean? You can even go as far as the Egyptian gods, Horus and Seth and Geb. You can even go to the Roman gods and the Greek gods. You know what I mean? It's all a form of disgusting perverseness. Keep going.
Verse 7. For what nation is there so great?
Right.
Who have God so nigh unto them?
This is what God is going to say. This is what the other nation is going to say to us. You know what I mean? Keep going.
As the Lord our God is in all things.
Right.
That we call upon him for. Verse 8. And what nation is there so great that have statutes and judgments so righteous as all this law, which I set before you this day?
Exactly. And the Christian church will believe you that these laws and statutes are done away with. You know what I mean? They'll have you believe that it's worthless to keep these laws, statutes, and commandments. You know what I mean? That is up to none effect. That you can do whatever you want as long as you repent. You know what I mean? And you just do it all again, and you repent again. you do it again and repent. You do it again and repent. Like it's just a process that they go through, and they try to use the Bible as an excuse to keep being an evil, disgusting bastard. But we're here to dispel all that. Can you also give me Romans 15 and verse 4? Romans 15 and 4. Come. Get on my computer too. Romans 15 verse 4. You can read it whenever you're ready. No problem. You too wild.
That was 15 and 4, right?
Come.
The book of Romans, chapter 15 and verse 4.
Right.
For whatsoever things were written aforetime were written for our learning.
Right. The things that's written before time was written for our learning. This entire Bible was written before I was born. So this entire Bible was written for our learning. And as Paul was writing this, he was reading out the Old Testament, studying out the Old Testament. So he's talking about the Old Testament of prophets and the laws, statutes, and commandments. Keep going.
That we through patience and comfort of the scriptures might have hope.
Right, that we might have hope. We're going to give you hope tonight, every Wednesday night, Monday through Thursday, Friday. All right, you can drop that verse. And we're going to start in the book of Numbers in chapter 35. And let's start at verse 1. Let me get to my computer too. Numbers. All right, you can read it when you're ready.
The book of Numbers, chapter 35 and verse 1. And the Lord spake unto Moses in the plains of Moab by Jordan near Jericho, saying.
Right. So just to give you all a little bit of context, this is Moses talking to the children of Israel. You know what I mean? He's about to tell us what he wants to do. All right. Can you jump down to verse 6 for me?
Verse 6. And among the cities which ye shall give unto the Levites, there shall be 6 cities for refuge.
Right.
Which ye shall appoint for the manslayer.
Right, for the manslayer. Keep going.
That he may flee thither. And to them ye shall add 40 in 2 cities.
All right. Now we go to jump down to verse 11.
Verse 11. And they shall be unto you cities for refuge from the avenger, that the manslayer did not die not, until he stand before the congregation in judgment.
Right. That was verse 11.
Salakia, let me see. Oh, Salakia. Verse 11. Then ye shall appoint you cities to be cities of refuge for you, that the slayer may flee thither, which killeth any person at unawares.
Right. So when the Israelites were first coming to a nation, right, and they're talking, and Moses and God is giving Moses directions. We're going to need laws to handle murderers, to handle people that might unalive you by accident. So the Lord told Moses to create 6 cities. So when you kill somebody by accident, you can run to, right? All right. Now go to verse 12.
Verse 12. And they shall be unto you cities for refuge from the avenger.
Right. And the avenger is someone that was close to that person that died. You know what I mean? It could be your brother, your friend, your mother. That would be the avenger. Keep going.
That the manslayer die not.
Right. Because if everybody is taking revenge on everybody for killing somebody without what can I say, like with like proper investigation, you know what I mean? It's going to be a chaotic place, just like the white man's world, man. It'll be a chaotic nation, you know what I mean? And everybody's a vigilante and stuff, you know what I mean? And it'll just be madness. All right, keep going.
Until he stand before the congregation in judgment.
Right, so there's going to be something like a jury, you know what I mean? Something like a jury. You want to stand before the congregation. All right, go to 13.
Verse 13. And of these cities which ye shall give, 6 cities shall ye have for refuge.
Okay.
Verse 14. Ye shall give 3 cities on this side of Jordan.
Right. So 3 cities went on the left side.
And 3 cities shall ye give in the land of Canaan.
Right. And 3 cities on the right side.
Which shall be cities of refuge.
Okay.
Verse 15. These 6 cities shall be a refuge, both for the children of Israel and for the stranger.
Right.
And the sojourner among them.
Right.
That everyone that killeth any person unawares may flee thither.
Now just think about that, right? This is the law for somebody that you murdered by accident. Right? You have a city of refuge. And we try to compare that to America's justice system. Like, America's justice system is so cruel that if you kill somebody by accident, you are definitely going to prison. You know what I mean? Like, especially if you are a Black or a Hispanic or a First Nation man or woman, you know what I mean? There won't really be a second chance for you. There's no place you can run to, you know what I mean, where you'll be safe until you get an investigation done onto you. You are definitely going to jail. All right. Keep going for me.
Verse 16. And if he smite him with an instrument of iron.
With an instrument of iron. So that's just like a metal pole, right? And back then they used swords. You feel me? Keep going.
So that he died.
Uh-huh.
He is a murderer.
Right. He's a murderer. Keep going.
The murderer shall surely be put to death.
Right. Keep going.
And if he smite him with throwing a stone,
right,
wherewith he may die, and he die, he is a murderer.
Right.
The murderer shall surely be put to death.
Right. So what these verses talking about is somebody that kills on purpose. You know what I mean? Like, you have the intent to kill. You know what I mean? So once you get investigated and it finds out that you're a sadistic lunatic that wants to create mayhem everywhere, you shall surely be put to death. Right. Keep going.
Verse 18. Or if he smite him with an hand weapon of wood, wherewith he may die, and he die, he is a murderer. The murderer shall surely be put to death.
Okay.
19.
Right.
The revenger of blood himself shall slay the murderer. When he meet him,
right,
he shall slay him.
Right. So if you find a person that killed somebody that was close to you, you do have the right to unalive that person as well. You know what I mean? Keep going.
Verse 20. But if he thrust him of hatred,
right,
or hurl at him by laying of weight,
right,
that he die.
So that's somebody doing, okay, that's like a sneak attack. You know what I mean? That's somebody waiting in the bushes for you. You know what I mean? You just don't know that there's an enemy behind you. You know what I mean? He's about to unalive you. He's about to kill you, right? Keep going.
Or an enmity, smite him with his hand, that he die. He that smote him shall surely be put to death.
Yep.
For he is a murderer. The revenger of blood shall slay the murderer when he meeteth him.
Right. So those couple of verses, like I said before, it was talking about somebody that kills on purpose. You know what I mean? Like, you intently to kill this person or murder, you will be put to death. Right. Now go to verse 22.
Verse 22. But if he thrust him suddenly without enmity, or have cast upon him anything without laying wait.
Right. So now we're about to get into doing stuff by accident. You know what I mean? So just imagine, like, I'm gonna put it in like today's terms, right? So you out with you and your buddies, right? And you at the firing range and you shoot downfield, right? And you miss the target and you don't hit the target that's out there, and then go past and it hit somebody out there, I mean, walking by. That would be a reason for you to go into the city of refuge. You got something to say?
Oh, no.
Oh, okay, Slack, my father. Start seeing your hand raised. So that would be a reason for you to flee to the city of refuge, right?
Oh,
when you do it by accident. Okay.
I did just think of something after you said that.
All right.
If I could give another example too.
Absolutely.
It would be like if somebody tried to rob you and then you accidentally kill that person in defending you, or Salaki unalive that person in defending yourself.
Absolutely.
And then that family wants to, get vengeance for the family member that you took. That would probably be a good reason for you to get out and get to learn the cities of refuge.
Oh, absolutely. Most definitely. You know what I mean? Because if you try to rob somebody, you know what I mean, you step in somebody's house, you know what I mean, you see their goods, you have got to get popped. You know what I mean? Like that's just the only reasonable answer. You know what I mean? But we are Israelites, and we do have to follow the laws of Most High, and the laws of Most High told us to forgive our brothers and sisters. You know what I mean? So my first option wouldn't be to necessarily open fire on the brother. You know what I mean? If you part of other nations, you gotta go. But just know if you're an Israelite, I'm gonna give you some mercy. And now that you mentioned that, I seen a video on Facebook, right, where this young boy, he was a teenager, right, 16, 17. He ran up on this guy's porch and he wanted to rob him, but the other black guy had a gun as well, right? And so he's talking to the young man. He was like, "Man, you don't want to do this. You don't want to do this." He's trying to talk him down. You know what I mean? And the kid was like, "But man, I need some money. I need some food for my family, stuff like that." And the older gentleman was like, "Listen, I've been where you was at. You know what I mean? Let's come in and we can talk about it." And so that the young brother lowered his gun and the other dude lowered his gun. You know what I mean? And he brought the young man in the house, and that was the end of the video. And that's the kind of mercy that us as Israelites should be showing to each other. Now, I agree with what Officer Carl said. You know what I mean? Somebody runs into your crib and they want to try, and they start taking stuff, especially if you're part of the heathen nations, you got to get shot. I mean, that's just how it is. I'm not going to have no mercy for a heathen. You know what I mean? Because they don't have mercy on us. All right, let's continue with 23.
Verse 23, or with any stone wherewith a man may die, seeing him not, and cast it upon him, that he died, and was not his enemy, neither sought his harm.
Right, so this is just an innocent bystander. You know what I mean? You didn't mean to kill this brother or kill this sister. You know what I mean? You didn't mean them no harm. You didn't have no fault with them. There was no enmity, no fight in between the two. All right, keep going.
Then the congregation shall judge between the slayer and the revenger of blood according to these judgments.
Right, so you're going to be brought to trial. You know what I mean? They're going to review and investigate your case, investigate your claim. You know what I mean? And they're going to see what really went down, what really would happen. Right? Keep going.
Verse 25. And the congregation shall deliver the slayer out of the hand of the revenger of blood, and the congregation shall restore him to the city of his refuge.
Right, Slakia. And that's also so heavy too, because there's also you know what I mean, because the Bible also says that thou shalt not lie. And this is one of the reasons why you should not lie, because when you have a mouth of 2 or 3 witnesses, that could determine your fate. You know what I mean? So if you at the congregation and these people is lying on you, saying that you actually did this, but you didn't, that can be a reason to put you to death. So this is why the Most High told us not to be liars. You know what I mean? All right, you keep going.
Whither he was fled, and he shall abide in it until the death of the high priest, which was anointed with the holy oil.
So, can you read from the top again, verse 25?
The book of Numbers, chapter 35 and verse 25. And the congregation shall deliver the slayer out of the hand of the revenger of blood, and the congregation shall restore him to the city of his refuge, whither he was fled.
Right.
And he shall abide in it unto the death of the high priest, which was anointed with the holy oil. Right.
So you stayed in that city until the death of the high priest, mainly because the high priest was the ruler over your case. So this high priest knows you're innocent. You know what I mean? And that's just the law that they had at the time. Right. Keep going.
Verse 26. And if the slayer shall at any time come without the border of the city of his refuge, whither he was fled.
Right. So if somebody was dumb enough to leave the city of refuge, right? Keep going.
and the revenger of blood find him without the borders of the city of his refuge, and the revenger of blood kill the slayer, he shall not be guilty of blood.
Damn. Right. Yeah, like,
If it's a lot.
Go ahead.
You know what that reminds me of? Well, I don't even want to say reminds me of. I'll just put it like this.
Mm-hmm.
If somebody took somebody that was very important to you,
Right.
even if it, like, say if there was an argument and a fight ensued,
Mm-hmm.
and it ended up being like manslaughter in today's terms,
Right.
and then that person, took somebody from you, it would be very hard to be around that person in the same city and see them every day. I would want them to be in a whole different city.
Right.
Because even though I know it might be an accident,
Mm-hmm.
another person in my family might not be so wise or so understanding of that situation, and may not be able to live with the burden of being around a person that took away their family member. So it's best for that person to be gone.
Exactly.
And like you said, if they end up coming out of the confines or protection of the city and they get dealt with, it's like, yo, your judgment was partially to stay in that city and
Exactly.
you left. So it's lock it.
Nah, because that's actually a good point. Because when you said that, I thought about the witness protection program for for like today, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like, you're protected in that city, but your dumbass is gonna go leave the city,
Right.
you know what I mean? Or you didn't wait until the high priest died for you to for that sentence to be over with.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's just dumb and idiotic. Like, because you got to give that family time, like you said, to grieve and to mourn and for their anger to subside. And that could take 20 years.
Right.
You know what I mean? So
Lock it. What you think a brother would leave that city for? Some tail.
yeah, that's what I was thinking.
You're supposed to be protected, and you leave in protection for tail.
No, right.
Lock it.
Anything, you know what I mean? Well, that could be a reason, but also, you know what I mean? He left his whole house.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, I mean, he got his property there, his whole life was in, let's say Bethlehem or Jerusalem or something like that. His whole life was there. So he might be itching to go back, but not me, man. I'm staying my ass in that city. All right, you keep going though. Oh, we're on
28.
28. All right, bet.
Verse 28. Because he should have remained in the city of his refuge until the death of the high priest.
Uh-huh.
But after the death of the high priest, the slayer shall return into the land of his possession.
Right. So after the high priest dies, now you're able to go back into your land. You know what I mean? And now that family that was attacking you or wanted to avenge you, they're no longer allowed to avenge their family member. You know what I mean? Or whoever passed away that was close to him. They're no longer allowed to take that life, right? All right. Verse 29.
Verse 29. So these things shall be for a statute of judgment unto you throughout your generations in all your dwellings.
Right. So this is going to be even in the kingdom to come. You know what I mean? When Christ comes back to rule this planet, we're going to have another city of refuge. You know what I mean? We're going to have a city of refuge for accidental unalivers. You know what I mean? Like, you didn't mean to do that to that brother or sister. You know what I mean? That's going to be back to us. All right, keep going.
Verse 30. Whoso killeth any person, the murderer shall be put to death by the mouth of witnesses.
Right.
But one witness shall not testify against any person to cause him to die.
Right. So that one person, you know what I mean? You can't just take the word of one person. You know what I mean? Like, this is word of mouth. It's my word against your word. You know what I mean? So that's not going to be enough to cause the congregation to kill you, right? Keep going.
Moreover, ye shall take no satisfaction for the life of a murderer.
Right. You don't celebrate the death of somebody. You know what I mean? You don't celebrate that, especially if it's an Israelite brother. You know what I mean? The Lord doesn't want you to celebrate that. Go ahead.
That reminds me of when Gucci and what's his name? The Snowman,
Young Jeezy.
Young Jeezy had an issue with each other.
Mm-hmm.
Young Jeezy had sent some people to rob Gucci.
For real?
Gucci accidentally, or unfortunately, unalive one of the brothers.
Okay.
It was self-defense,
right?
And the people were mad at it, but they understood. But then Gucci was bragging and making songs about it, pretty much saying he was smoking on a pack.
Okay,
so that makes sense. That's in bad taste and in the wrong spirit. If you had to unalive a brother, God forbid, to go ahead and celebrate. So that's definitely heavy.
And I'm glad you keep interjecting, because your points is valid. You know what I mean? And it's giving me some more ideas. Like, and that's the whole spirit behind the Most High. And that's true brotherhood. You know what I mean? Because if everybody is celebrating the death of somebody, like the people who was mourning, they're going to be upset even more. And that's just like today. You know what I mean? Like every rapper, not just a Gucci Man and Young Jeezy, like King Von, like these rappers, they glorify the death of each other. You know what I mean? It's glorified. They talking about you killed one of mine, so now I'm gonna get 3 more of your people. You know what I mean? And that is the endless cycle of blood and bloodshed and revenge. You know what I mean? And the Most High doesn't want that. All right, let's keep going. We stopped at 31 or 32.
We're at 31, but we didn't finish. I'll just go ahead and read it from the top.
All right, it's like Tawada.
The book of Numbers, chapter 35 and verse 31. Moreover, ye shall take no satisfaction for the life of a murderer, which is guilty of death, but he shall be surely put to death. Verse 32. And ye shall take no satisfaction for him that is fled to the city of his refuge, that he should come again to dwell in the land unto the death of the priests.
Right. Verse 33.
Verse 33. So ye shall not pollute the land wherein ye are, for blooded defileth the land.
Right. So blood defiles the land. Right. Keep going.
And the land cannot be cleansed of the blood that is shed therein, but by the blood of him that shed it.
Exactly. So, I'm sorry. And this is such a heavy point, right? That it's not going to be cleansed. This land won't be cleansed unless the blood of the person who shed it is their blood is shed, right? And that just shows how guilty America is. You know what I mean? In their court system is, because they unalive first started with the First Nation men and women. You know what I mean? They unalive them so much that they had to go and get us from the west coast of Africa. You know what I mean? And there has never been no justice for the slaves of America to this day. You know what I mean? Read that verse for me one more time, please.
Verse 33. So ye shall not pollute the land wherein ye are.
Right. This land is polluted. Keep going.
For blood, it defileth the land.
Right.
And the land cannot be cleansed of the blood that is shed therein, but by the blood of him that shed it.
Right. So the oppressive blood has to be shed. You know what I mean? It has to be. That's going to be the next step. And of course, I mean, I try to switch up the topics, but for some reason I keep going back to revenge from our oppressors. You know what I mean? That's what's going to happen. Do y'all remember there was this woman, right? Her name was Cynthia Brown. You know what I mean? She was, hold on, I'm about to bring a picture up real quick. This woman, now she was a victim of sexual trafficking, right? At 16, she was bought and she murdered her attacker. You know what I mean? Try to bring a picture up real quick. She murdered her attacker. Bring her up real quick. It's like, y'all, bear with me 1 second. I'm not sure if y'all can see that on the screen or not. Oh, hold on. Let me bring it up. But that's her right there, right? Her name is Centoya Brown. She was a victim of sexual trafficking. Now, at 16 years old, she had shot and killed her attacker. You know what I mean? And they gave her life in prison. You know what I mean? At least like 51 years. And this is going to show you how cruel America's justice system actually is. That you as a child, you know what I mean? You had such a terrible and horrible life all these years. You've been sold, you know what I mean? Been abused for I don't know how long she was abused for, but when she finally had enough and she got the chance to take revenge, she got sentenced to prison for manslaughter. You know what I mean? Now, if this was back in our time, you know what I mean? If the Israelites was ruling, that wouldn't be a problem because she could go to a city and she can explain to us her situation. You know what I mean? And in that, she'll be found not guilty. You know what I mean? It's going to show you the difference between America's court systems and the court system of Israelites. You know what I mean? So we start off in Deuteronomy 4, where it said, this is the wisdom and society of nations. If everybody dealt like this with everybody, you know what I mean? It'd be such a smoother place, right? Can you give me I forgot what verse I went to. Let's go to Zechariah 11:5. No problem.
11:5.
Yeah. Listen, and I'm not going to keep you out here long tonight, man. This is a little short lesson that I went through. Zechariah 11:5.
The book of Zechariah, chapter 11, verse 5.
Mm-hmm.
Whose possessors slay them and hold themselves not guilty.
Right. Who possessors slay them. And that possessor is the white man, is the African, you know what I mean, is the Arab. They're all the ones whose possessors slay us and hold themselves not guilty. You can think about, you know what I mean, all the people that's been unalive from time to time. Tamir Rice, George Floyd, Sandra Bland, they was all killed by the oppressor and hold themselves not guilty. All right. And for the last verse, you give me Psalms 137. Yeah.
Starting at verse 1.
Verse 7.
The book of Psalms, chapter 137 and verse 7.
Mm-hmm.
Remember, O Lord, the children of Edom in the day of Jerusalem, who said, raise it,
Mm-hmm.
even to the foundation thereof.
Right.
Verse 8. O daughter of Babylon, who art to be destroyed, happy shall he be that rewarded thee, as thou hast served us.
Right. Verse 9.
Happy shall he be that taketh and dasheth thy little ones against the stones.
Right. So this is part of the revenge process. You know what I mean? Because this land is still going to be polluted until we shed the blood of the oppressor. You know what I mean? Till we shed the blood of the oppressor. And with that, we'll pass the back over to Police Officer Fall.
All right, this is the ISBK security announcements, new rules for new brothers and sisters. When a brother or sister enters the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. When a brother or sister, after 6 months, if a brother or sister has a particular interest in a particular person, they are to seek counsel from the heads. Also, remember tithes, which is a commandment. In Hebrew, it is ma'ashara. It means a tenth of every increase you receive from the Lord. That can be found in Numbers 18 and 21, Malachi 3, 8 through 10. Also, we do have a priest fund, which is a free will offering. It is not mandatory, but it is greatly appreciated. It could be a bottle, it could be funds, you know, whatever you want to give to the priest for the work we do on the Lord. Also, we have an up and coming Holy Convocation. I believe it is, let me look at the calendar to just make sure I'm squared away with it. I believe it's the blowing of the trumpets, Memorial to blowing of the trumpets. So that's the Memorial to blowing of the trumpets. It is Wednesday, October 2nd. That can be found in Leviticus 23, 24 through 25. All right. I don't believe we have any other announcements. If a brother wants to be a trooper in the school, remember to wear all black boots, pants, shirt, and headband. And with that being said, men of Israel Almighty, which means to stand. Men of Israel Almighty Shabbat, Almighty Barak, Salakia. Almighty, Salakia,
Almighty Barak.
Almighty Barak, Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah, Barakathon, Yajmatah. We're going to give the sisters a courtesy salute. Sisters, you can stand. Men of Israel, Almighty Shabbat, Amijim, Barak, Yahweh, Shamar, Ba'ashem, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah, Yajmatah. Class dismissed. Solid.